Batman Gotham Knights issue 7 finds Batman trying to learn who is robbing the Gotham warehouses, soon learning that it is Killer Moth, a name he hasn't heard in years and a villain who survived so long by being 2 steps ahead of Batman. The Dark Knight knows that this won't be easy since he has no idea who Killer Moth is and has never once unmasked him. Bruce remembers years ago how he cornered the villain, but he slipped away, leaving Batman an explosive glove of his that allowed him to escape. In the present in Warehouse 36, Batman hears someone is in there with him, remembering how Killer Moth once got the drop on him with a boomerang, calling Batman predictable. Hearing gunshots, Batman goes to investigate, finding a security guard has shot dead Killer Moth. Batman learns that the guard was startled and just shot. The guard gives Batman the gun as the Dark Knight finds the villain is dead indeed, imagining this isn't how he wanted to go out. The guard thinks he means wearing the ridiculous costume, but Batman knows he wouldn't want to be shot dead by a night watchman, and the costume is actually pretty awesome. Years ago, Killer Moth returns to his forest lair only to find it on fire, but it's all a trick by Batman, who catches him off guard. The two battle in the forest, and Moth knows Batman wonders why his lair is in the middle of the forest, and soon 3 Kodiak bears surround the Dark Knight, and Killer Moth says it's out there that it's easy to train bears. The bears surround Batman, as in the present, Batman finishes his story to the Watchman, saying he never got a chance to see him without his mask, and he never felt he got one over on him until now. Batman knows that this is a chess game as the Watchman asks how he knew. Batman points out Killer Moth on the floor has a costume that is too small, and it looks like it'd be about the right size for the Watchman since he is the real Killer Moth. The villain pretends to give up but activates his gun magnet on his wrist, pulling his handgun away from Batman's grasp and opening fire on him, asking Batman why it matters so much for him to destroy the villain. Batman blows Moth back with a bat bomb, causing the old man to give up, saying that he hates it all. Batman asks why he became a villain, and Moth says it was a good idea at the time, since he was 20 years old and it was simpler times back then, with opportunities and advancements, and it was more a game than anything else. Once they were taken seriously, they had to get more serious, spending all their money just to survive. Batman knows the villain was the scourge of Gotham, but now he's stealing TVs and wants to know what happened. Moth says that he isn't in his prime anymore and he got old and all the broken bones and arthritis caught up with him, so he had to go under the radar. He knows the real truth is the world doesn't let you choose what you become. It forces you to be the person you choose. Batman asks who is the Killer Moth dead on the ground, learning that it is Moth's mentor and friend who used to be the villain Night Moon, a villain who died poor. When his mentor died, Moth knew that it was his way out of the business, so he dressed the body up in the costume, pretended to be the Night Watchman, and shot the corpse, leaving him to finally retire. Unfortunately, Batman showed up and Moth always knew he would eventually. Batman plans on taking him in, saying they aren't what they choose, they are what they've chosen. A year later, Bruce visits Arkham after giving a big donation to the asylum, upgrading all of their permanent residents with new cells to make them more comfortable, including Killer Moth, who can finally put his feet up and read his paper. Batman Gotham Knights issue 7 has to be my favorite Mark Russell book to date, since he took what is essentially a joke character with Killer Moth and turned him into a really sympathetic, multi-dimensional character that by the end of it, you're kind of actually rooting for and kind of happy at the ending he got. The idea that he's this one criminal that has gotten one over on Batman over and over is fantastic, and him basically aging out of the game was done in a sad yet heartfelt way. I'd love to see what Mark Russell could do with some more obscure Batman villains like, say, Condiment King or even Calendar Man. I think he'd be really suited for those characters really well. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.